Hiya folks, and welcome back to Sevtech Ages. So, last episode we got to the stage where we were getting the materials for hibachis, and I have created 9 of them. Excuse me, plant, you may live another day. I've also got 9 blocks of redstone, because in order to light a hibachi, they need a redstone signal. So hibachis tend to trip people up, so I've got some tools here to just try and give a little bit of a demonstration. If we get our 9 redstone, we put that down there. It doesn't have to be 9 redstone, there is more efficient ways of doing this, but I'm just going to use 9 redstone blocks. And then we stick a hibachi block down. Because the redstone signal, the hibachi block lights. So we got 9 burning hibachi blocks. Then we have bellows, because we want these to be stoked, which is a state of these blocks to be stoked. And a stoked flame is blue. I can get you in there. I think that will do it. This is now powered, this bellows, but it's not going to do anything because it needs to lose mechanical power so that it can collapse, and then gain mechanical power so that it can refill. Okay. So we want to mess with this a little bit actually. If I use this lever on here, it's going to mess with the aqueduct unfortunately, but oh well. If we do that, you should see that this does not collapse because it's probably facing the wrong way. Yep, good job me. Whemst is my axe? I don't see my axe. So I'm just gonna pickaxe this. Probably dangerous right next to that. Okay, so it faces away from me. Good. So if I place this here, the bellows should now be facing the fire. If I turn you on, collapses and turns the fire blue. But it's not going to stay that way, as you see. As it keeps with mechanical power, it eventually turns yellow, and it won't do that again until we apply mechanical power a second time, right? And so basically the idea with the bellows is you want to keep turning off and turning on mechanical power. So, because our situation is thus with the axles and the fuses and the what's nots, we need to actually create some distance here. I'm going to turn this mess off. We're going to push it forward a little bit so that I can get some more mechanical bits and pieces in there. I've brought the axles and I've brought everything else that we should need. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to have... Actually wondering how I want to do this now. This is the bit that I haven't planned out. We have you there. And then... Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have a gearbox here, because the gearbox can receive a mechanical signal, right? And if the gearbox receives a mechanical signal, we can... excuse me? Why are you no turn? I make the right... Yes, I did. Wooden gearbox. Alright, that's fine. So, we want one more axle. And then we want our bellows. Oh, right. We just went through this. Let's just make a wall of hibachis. And place that like that. Okay, great. So now that is powered. But we want this to be turned on and off all the time. Now we could use a timer. We have actually unlocked a timer, but I felt like it would be fun to show you guys how you're meant to do this with just better than better with mods. Nearly said its old name. So I think I need one more axle. No, sorry, one more gearbox. Which I did not bring with me because I did not calculate the need for it. But so I think I want to be one step down. Because basically, and I'll show you what I want in the other direction. No, not there. I want this here because we want a turntable to be here, right? Then we want this here. And then we want a redstone torch to be there. And the redstone torch turn that off. And the turntable can turn the redstone torch. Are you following what I'm... Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And obviously we can't power it off this one, or else it's going to end up turning itself off, which is why we need to power it off this one. Which is why I need 2 gearboxes. I only have the one, unfortunately. Good excuse to go sleep, I think. Get out of here, spider. I actually need 3. Because this needs to be powered from the bottom. So yeah, I'll be back once I've set that up. Okay, I am back. So, I have the necessary amount of axles. This should go a lot better. Keep pulling the axles. Gearboxes. Why won't you turn? There we go. I was not holding shift. It's been like a week. I can be forgiven. So we want you to face this way, and then we'll want you to face this way. Have I done that? I've done that completely wrong, haven't I? There we go. So, boop, and now the turntable will turn. And thus, bellows will bellow. Because the torch is being moved from... by the turntable from both the on spot and then the off spots, as you can see, as you can clearly see. And so now all we really need to do is set up what we had before. Our redstone. Hibachi. Now this will remain blue because it will frequently get blown by the bellows. I keep misplacing things. There's my axe. Here's my shovel. Alright, that's what I was looking for. Great. Dig you out. We want to put these back down. Because unfortunately for now, we're just going to have this live here. Doing its thing. And this is going around it just to stop it from lighting things on fire. Because it will light things on fire, by the way. If you're not careful. And then we can finally set up what we did all this for with our bricks. It might actually be going slightly too slow. You might want it on the fastest setting actually. Because I noticed you turned yellow. Oi! I'll put you on the fastest setting again. We're going to put you here. It will be dug out in a second. We want these here. And that creates brick oven, or should create a brick oven. I wonder if you can actually... There's something we can test this with. What do we need that for anyway? We need that to make a crucible. Whoops. This is on bricks. Stoked kiln. Anything we can test that's not a clay object. We can make cake. We can make terracotta molding. We can melt down ores. Okay, well, let's just make an unfired crucible. Which is fun because we're going to need this turntable for that. That's just going to temporarily be turned off. Let's go get a block of clay so that we can make an unfired crucible. Yeah, here, bone, I don't need you. So, clay is one of these. I swear I'm half blind these days. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll just need the 4 for now. Or not. Oh right, it needs to be pressed. Because of course it does. This is Sevtech after all. But you can't help the old noggin wanting the old recipes. There you go. Thank you, horse. Oh, I've already got plenty. Never mind. Okay, so the turntable. If you've never seen the turntable work, it works like this. And the longer the clay sits on there, it turns into other objects. So I'm just going to use this one as an example. That's the unfired crucible. Then it turns into a planter. Then it turns into a vase. Then it turns into an urn. And then the urn turns into nothing. And with each stage, you get one of the balls of clay back. So eventually you get all 4 balls of clay back. But we only needed the unfired crucible. And we are going to put that there. And that there. Turn that back on. Should put you in there and you should start cooking. Yes, it should be nice and quick because we have 9 stoked hibachi. Believe me, this is quick. It can take a very long time if you don't have the necessary things and stuff. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this cobblestone and put it here while I'm on fire. Just put myself out, shall I? I'm gonna put you guys there so I have a way up. It's gonna be done so much better, but I'm not. So we have a crucible now, and the crucible can be stoked. Which, once I actually put some stuff in there, it should show it's working. But if we get that crucible, we can now do some very useful recycling. Grab these, take them to the old crucible. Should be able to start melting them down. Yeah, there we go. And they get melted down into proportional amounts of nuggets depending on the condition of the object. So if you got really bad iron leggings, it's only going to give you some of the items back. But so there we go. We got a way to get rid of the stuff that I've been hoarding in the meat wagon. And A way to turn that into profitable margins. That's not the only reason we have the crucible. We have the crucible for other reasons. We want to use the crucible to make things. Show me some recipes. Mostly soul-forged steel, which we can start making now. I think we can start making soul-forged steel. We'll have to have a look here in a second. So soul-forged steel ingots require a stoked cauldron, which makes perfect sense. Where is the recipe? Here. Requires a soul urn, charcoal dust, and iron. Okay, that's a good sign. Coal dust or charcoal dust. Reason being that's a good sign is there is a harder setting which requires you go to the end before you can get this stuff. So I'm glad we don't have that particular setting enabled. I'm gonna go get some sleep and I'll be right back. Okay, so the production of soul-forged steel. We need some soul urns. In order to make those, we need to turn this off again so that we can get functionality out of our turntable. And basically, we're just going to sit here and break it every time it turns into a soul urn. An unfired soul urn. Or unfired urn, I think it's called. It's not a soul urn until it has a soul in it. Yep. So then we break that, and I'm going to do this a whole bunch until I have a whole heck of a lot of soul urns, because it's very useful to have a whole heck of them. Alright, I'm just cooking up my last urn for demonstration's sake. I've got a few more to cook though. And once this one is done, I'll be able to show you what we're doing with them. Any second now. And there we go. Okay. The whole time we've been doing this. Excuse me. We got no water here. Why am I turning this one off? This one should be fine. We have no water. For why? This redstone torch isn't affecting this one for some reason, is it? That would be very odd. We'd have to propagate that redstone quite some distance. Anyway, nope, there it goes. I think it just glitched a bit. Anyway, the whole time we've been doing all this, I've had this mill going, and as you can hear, no screams, because it's finished grounding the netherrack. Grinding. Okay, and if we come back over here, I put a wooden axle on here. If this is actually going to be a problem. We'll see. I don't know whether this responds to a redstone signal. We're going to find out though, I suppose. So, the filtered hopper. You can put an urn underneath it, like that, and the urn will attach. And then you can drop 8 brown netherite. Remember, that's the magical number that spawns the ghast, and the reason for that is because that's the magical number that fills an urn. So we take 8 brown netherite, the urn drops down and it becomes a soul urn. We can just do that a few more times. Take another 8. Drop it in. Get another in. So on and so forth. The aim of the game here is to get enough souls that we can make soul steel. Soul forged steel, my bad. It's got a very specific name. Apparently I was knocking the wind chimes around. But yeah, there we go. So we have 4 soul urns once I pick this one up. Gotta remember to collect them. And we can automate all this, by the way. This is an extremely manual way of doing all this. And this is also why I like to make buildings. I saw that. Is that because I knocked the wind chimes? Probably. But we can automate all this and make it tidy and have dedicated buildings and that sort of thing. And I want to make like a pottery area, which will have like the potter's wheel and so on. So I don't know why I just ran at the mill, because I need to take some coal there, or charcoal. But we'll take some coal because I think that's the one that I've got most readily available. And we need 4. Wait, is it 4? Better make sure that I know what I'm doing before I do it, huh? It is... Yep, 4. 1 per. Where do I keep my coal these days? Okay, have my coal. I'll turn that into coal dust. I promise it does not scream at you when you put it in the mill, so that's nice. Little reprieve from the sounds of industry. Squeezing souls out of netherrack is industry, right? Squeezing souls out of people in general. Haha! Anti-capitalist sentiment. Put those in there. Now ourselves some coal dust. Alright, got the coal dust. Yes, I did. I was a bit cheeky then. I went back to go get the iron, if any of you noticed that I forgot it. Cobblestone here. Take you. Crucible back. Put you, and you in there. We should start getting soul forged steel. Nice and quick. And we do. We also get the urn back. So really, you just need like a stock of urns, which is what I'm working towards. Ideally like 64 of them, because it's a nice number, and all things considered. We now have some soul forged steel. Except we're missing an urn. What do you do with my urn? Maybe there's a new mechanic where there's a potential to lose an urn in the craft, which, you know, sure. If they want to do that, that's all the more reason to have a stock of 64 of them. So what can we do with soul forged steel? We can make an anvil, for which we need 3 more. And we could make an infernal enchanter, which is... I've never used it before, actually. I don't think it was implemented the last time I've done this. The infernal enchanter is better with mods way of doing enchanting, but then once we have the anvil, we can start making soul forged gear, which is in a bigger crafting table. It's a, as you can see, a 4x4. You can make soul forged armor, make soul forged tools, make the bits and pieces you need for soul forged armor. Make blocks of soul forged steel. You can start making soul forged steel gears, as well as soul forged steel gearboxes. You can make steel pressure plates, handle holders, refined spade, refined match pick, a machete, I believe. Yeah. A kukri, a carpenter's saw. I think the carpenter's saw allows you to, in inventory, make molding and so on without the need of the saw. A mason's pick, and that appears to be it. But it's all very lovely stuff. Trust me, it's worth having. I don't know whether we can actually use... I don't think it's integrated Soulforge. I don't think it's integrated into... come on, brain. Tinkers, so you can't make Tinker's alloy Soulforge stuff. I don't think. Doesn't look like it anyway, does it? But you can use the springs to make a spring action bellows, which doesn't need the timing block. So you don't need to use your turntable to make the bellows go up and down. It just needs mechanical power. Make broadhead arrows. Make broadhead arrows for the broadhead bow. Sorry, the long bow. Gears to repair a broken soulforged steel gearbox. A soulforged steel saw. See, this is something I haven't played with at all. But this exists. And I don't know how to use it. It says shift click with both hands empty to rotate this block. If you cheat it in, can't place it or do anything with it. And if you try and use it on a saw, it does nothing. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, we have soulforged steel, and that's great. What an achievement for the episode. So, speaking of episode, I think we're going to leave it there. When we come back next episode, we'll work on something else. I think we will want to actually start working on the pottery. The potters. Potters? I guess just it's called the potters. I think that's just what it's called. Potters. We'll start working on it next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.